Hi everyone, this is Sam P, and I'm back for another episode of Ready to Love, Season 6, Episode 2. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I invite you to like and subscribe, as I will be recording videos, putting videos on YouTube weekly. And if you back here and you have not subscribed here yet, I invite you to subscribe. So today we're going to talk about Season 6, Episode 2 of Ready to Love. The first episode started with a bang, and we got to meet the new singles, and two singles were eliminated. So now we are on the probably a couple days later, and Tommy is organizing a brunch so that the singles can come and get to mingle and get to talk to each other a little bit more. And we can see that some single like Clifton and Joy, they're talking to each other, they're sitting by each other and continuing on building on the bond that they've been previously building together, probably been talking outside of the show. And then we have, I think it was Wiley and Tiffany. So Tiffany basically was sitting on her own, and then she decided to come and sit with Wiley. But then we have the Kia that came, and then we had another single that came. So it was 4 of them, and they started talking. And Tiffany didn't really like the fact that Kia came and tried to sit down with her and Wiley when she was trying to build a connection with him. And we could see it on her face. And so from there, they're talking, and then the Kia is telling Wiley, I think I know your face from somewhere.
I know you from somewhere?
I don't know, dude.
Nigga, this is Saeed.
He's like, where? It's like, what do you mean? And he's acting all oblivious. And then she's like, well, you're Chuck Brown's son. And he was like, yeah. So from those of you that don't know, I didn't know, Chuck Brown is a go-go musician. He part of the people that invented go-go music in Washington, D.C. I've listened to go-go music before. I never even knew the name was go-go because when I was younger, I would go on vacation in Washington, D.C. and Maryland. So it's pretty nice. I like go-go. It has a lot of jazzy. It's very jazzy type of music. I don't really know how to describe it the best. I would say some jazz music with a little bit of blues, and it has a rhythm to it. It's nice for those of you that don't know. And yeah, so it's Wiley saying, yeah, I'm his son, and I didn't want people to know me for that. I'm just trying to do my own thing and stuff. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is. She called him and stuff. And then after that, we have Tommy. So Tommy is back, and Tommy is telling them that even though they started building some bonds, it's time to see how the bonds are, if the bonds that they built so far are strong enough. And he decided to invite 2 new singles. And I'm like, Tommy, we're on episode 2. Is there something we missed? Episode 1, they're just getting to know each other. What type of bond could those singles have built so far? I guess Tommy wants to bring us some surprises and stuff, but I'm like, I don't think they had time to build on anything. You'll be basically adding 2 new singles, right? So it is what it is, right? So he's saying, but yeah, I'm gonna put something into it more, and instead of you all getting to meet them, we're going to have a blind date. And I chose 2 of you to go on a blind date with the singles. So everybody's excited, and they're like, okay, so who is being chosen? And he's like, Laverne, I choose you. Well, before Laverne, it was Ace. Ace, I choose you to meet the new single. And everybody's like, okay. And then Laverne, I selected you to meet the new single, but I don't want you to ask them a lot of questions, because you remember on the first episode, Laverne was having his own little thing going on where all the ladies were coming to him and asking him all those questions, and he was asking all those questions to them and stuff. So Tommy is kind of letting him know, maybe you need to have a different approach this time around. And Laverne is like, okay, it sounds good. Then after that, Tommy left, and the single are continuing to vibing with each other. We have Clifton and Joy, vibing still, and Clifton is explaining that even though he would like to talk to other ladies, Joy is still at the top of his interest in all the ladies that he has seen so far. And I think it's the same for joy. And Wiley, so the Kia is taking Wiley on the side, and she's saying she thinks that she's interested in him, and he's giving her the eyes, and they're vibing. So Wiley, he's talking to a lot of ladies. We see him talking to a lot of ladies, and yeah, they're all getting to know each other and having a good time in the brunch, and things are going good. I'm talking to the Kia during the brunch, and he said that he's been wanting to talk to her, but he didn't get the opportunity. So it's good that they got to talk to each other and stuff. So yeah, I mean, things are going well. After the brunch, Laverne is going on his blind dates. So that's when we got to meet Carmen. Carmen is a 37-year-old brand management CEO. She's giving boss ladies from the beginning, straight to the point, knowing what she wants. We can see the confidence in her. Beautiful lady, curvy lady. And she's just walking through and get to meet with Laverne, and they start talking to each other, starting vibing. The conversation is going pretty well. I felt like the energy was so natural, and they realized that they have a lot in common, and that they both went to the military. Then they're talking about working out, and at some point, Carmen got to touch Laverne's booty. I'm like, okay, y'all already touchy and stuff. Okay, I see y'all. And yeah, like, honestly, from looking outside in, they seem to have a pretty good connection. The flow was natural, the conversation too. They seem to be very similar in like a lot of things. And at some point, Laverne is asking Carmen, like, how would she react in certain situation. And he was like, yeah, like, for example, if I was acting up and I was doing certain things, what would you, and it was in public and you were next to me, what would you do? And she was like, yeah, well, I would just talk to you. I'll kind of like tap you and then like talk to your ears. And he's like, okay, can you show me how you would talk to my ears? And she's showing him. And yeah, they're having that little moment going on. And I like the way Laverne asked the question. It was very natural, right? Because we're going to get to it. Some of those singles, they just think they're in an interview asking question for question, but we're going to get to that later, okay? And their date goes well, and they're both very happy. I think they said that they're going to meet each other. The next person is, so Ace. Ace is going on a date next. She's going on a date with Cornelius. Cornelius is a real estate investor / agent. At some point, I'm not sure. Is it a real estate investor or a real estate agent? Like, what is it, right? I think that they're trying to make the singles look good in the thing, because he's saying he's a real estate agent and then it's written he's a real estate investor. I feel like there's a difference between a real estate investor and a real estate agent, but I guess you can be both. I don't know. And then Cornelius get to tell us, like, $1 million is really not a lot of money. $1 million is really not a lot of money, in today's world and stuff. And I'm like, okay, Cornelius, you better have $1 million cash in that account. You tell us you're ching-chinging, like you have the money. Everything is going well and stuff for you. So yeah, like that's pretty cool. And Cornelius, they get to meet each other, they sing hi, and then they have a good discussion, which was mostly about mental health. And Cornelius explained that he's been married before and that he feels that was because it didn't work out. So he got a divorce, and he believed that he is the main cause of the divorce. And I think that some part of the reason for that comes from his mental health. So he's explaining to Ace that he's gone to therapy, that mental health is very important to him. And similarly to that, is telling him that she's doing a lot of meditation, she's big on that, and they kind of bond on that. And I think that's really nice. Mental health in the African American community and African community and Black community in general is kind of taboo, and a lot of people are not able to see or realize that sometimes they have mental health issues and they need help. And a lot of people don't really see talking to someone as the help that you need. I've heard stuff like you should go to church and pray to God. I do think that going to church and praying is a form of working on your mental illness and spirituality, but I do think that if there's other area that can be used to help you heal, why not? Sometimes praying to God, may not be enough. Maybe you need more. And a therapist, that's when a therapist comes into action. So let me know in the comments what you think. So yeah, Cornelius and Ace, they're having a good date, and at some point Ace is giving him compliments, and that's something. Okay, guys, ladies, I feel like in this show, since I've been watching it, it's always the ladies giving those compliments to the guy. I have no problem with a lady being vocal about what she likes, but at the same time, I feel like you want to act brand new a little bit. I'm the type of person, if I meet a new guy, I'm gonna be like, I am it. I am everything and more. Like, I kind of like a man to give me the compliments too. And maybe I'm gonna give you some, but oh, you're beautiful, you're like this, you're like that. There's nothing wrong with it, to each their own, but for me, I like to be the one that, yeah, you're cute, but I'm not going to just tell you you're cute, especially in the first date. I'm not looking into that. Even if I think it, I'm not going to tell you. And I feel like in that show, a lot of ladies are doing that, to each their own, right? But me, I would be a little bit, I wouldn't even say anything. I'm not going to tell you you're cute. Because most men that women tells them that they're cute, they know. Because a lot of women probably tell them they're cute. Me, I want you to tell me I'm cute. I want you to tell me I'm beautiful. I don't want to be the one that is starting in that area. I'm going to let you take the lead, right? So yeah, but that's me. And I know that everybody is not that way, and I respect that. Cornelius is also telling us how sex is very important to him. And I mean, the whole discussion about sex, I know that because of the process is going fast, a lot of discussion needs to be had, but I don't think that sex should be... I still feel like they could wait before they talk about sex, right? Sexual attraction is important, but I feel like now we know that it's not the most important. Being sexually compatible with someone is not what's going to make your couple last. It's not enough. So I do feel that, I'm not saying that that shouldn't be talked about, but I feel like first date and those discussions are rising. I feel like it's too early, but that's me. What y'all think? We have Paul and Joy, they're going on a date, and Paul P.O., because he always deliver, is asking questions to Joy, and they're vibing. The date is pretty calm. He's asking questions, she's answering. I think they're having good conversation, but I don't really see a spark. And during that time, we have Clifton that's going on a date with Decoya. And on their side, I mean, it's a little bit more spicy, right? They're talking about their attraction. They're talking about premarital sex. And Clifton is asking her, and she's telling him that, no, like, she's at her prime right now. And she's really enjoying sex. That's not something she wants to wait. And then, yeah, once again, I feel like this is coming up a little bit too early. Like, do you feel like you've known everything that needs to be known about the person before you get to the point of sex? I don't know. And then there's something that Clifton said where it was like at the end of the date when he said that he had a good time with Joy, but not with Joy. He had a good time with Decoya, but Joy is his first choice, but he's still gonna have some fun with Decoya. I'm like, what does that mean? What type of fun you gonna have? I mean, I totally understand that it's very early in the process and everybody is trying to meet everybody, and I like that because from the beginning we could see that Clifton and Joy had a bond, they had a connection, but they're not stopping that from letting them go on date with other people. I can definitely appreciate that because it's just too early in the game to just, put your eye on someone and be like, that's it. I'm not going to try to go out with someone else. So I like the fact that they're being set up in a ways that even though in the first episode they all got to meet each other and stuff, and some of them got to have some connection, they are all on the same page that it's too early for them to just only talk to those person and that they're able to talk to other people. So I can definitely appreciate that. Then they have a group date. During that group date, we have Paul, Cornelius, Tiffany, and Sabrina. So the rest of the people get to meet Cornelius, who is new, and they're all playing ping pong. And then we have Precious that came, and it's like 3 ladies against the 2 men. And Paul is like, I used to play ping pong a lot. I'm a beast at that. And then we see the girls, they're like literally struggling with the ball. And then we have Paul, and he's like, he's like trying to just slam the ball. And I'm like, Paul, like I had the same reaction that Cornelius had, where they were like, Paul, like, he was like, Cornelius was like, Paul, it's a date. You're not trying to slap the girl. Paul was being so competitive. And I'm like, Paul, those girls don't know how to play. Like, what are you being competitive with? Even if you're better than them, this is not the time to shine. Like, just be a little bit less. Like, that scene was so hilarious to me. He is being interrogated by Tiffany and Sabrina, and they're talking, and then at some point Tiffany is telling him, she's asking Cornelius if he wants to be married, or if he wants to be in a long-lasting relationship, and he was like, he's open to both. And she was like, oh no, me, I'm not open to both. I know what I want, and I'm going to put it on this table. I want to get married. I'm like, Tiffany, that is not necessary. You just got to meet that man. If that man says that he is open to a long-lasting relationship or is open to marriage, I don't think there's anything wrong to that. The goal is to be in a healthy relationship with someone, and he's being clear to you that if the person is with wants to get married, is open to it. And if the person does not want to get married but wants to have a partnership where they're happy together, is okay with that too. I don't see anything wrong with his response, and okay, you know what you like, and there's no other way, but you also have to be understanding of other people. And once again, you don't know this guy. I thought she was too strong. I thought she came up too strong, and it was unnecessary. You don't know this guy. You don't even know if you're interested. He doesn't know if he's interested. Well, obviously, he's not going to be interested. I felt like she came up too strong on that one. It's okay to know what you want, but I feel like it was like a problem because he didn't know he knew what he wanted. It's just not something you want. He's open to two different areas, and you just set up onto one. That's good for you, but it doesn't have to feel that way. And I don't think that you should have even closed the door to him because of his response. But hey, that's on you, and that's really your loss, honestly, because everybody's not going to think that like you, and it's okay. So she left, and she's like, no, she's not really interested, and he doesn't seem sure of himself. I felt like he was sure of himself. I felt like Cornelius, when he gave her the response, was not unsure. He seems very sure that he wants to build a relationship with someone, a strong one, a healthy one, and if it leads to marriage, it leads to marriage. And if it doesn't, as long as they're happy, they can stay that way. And I can respect that. Another group date where we have Clifton, we have Carmen, the new lady, we have Joy, and we have who else do we have? We have Tori, the guy. And then so we have Clifton and Carmen. They get to meet each other, and they're vibing, they're liking each other, playing the golf things, and the ladies are happy. Oh, Ace was there too, and the ladies are happy that there's a new lady. They're getting to meet each other, and then the rest of the couple are getting to know each other. So Clifton is getting to know Carmen, and Joy is talking a little bit more with Tori. Tori is feeling Joy, he's liking her. They're talking, they're vibing, they're having a good time. And once again, I like that because Clifton and Joy, they obviously have a connection, but they know it's the beginning, so they want to give themselves a chance to meet other people. And I like the fact that Joy was not, looking down on Carmen and Clifton wasn't looking down on what Tori and Joy was doing. Everybody was just vibing. And Ace at that point felt a little bit like she wasn't vibing as much with the others. And she took a step back. She went and got a drink. And Clifton realized that at some point that she was more on the side, and that she left, and he went and talked to her. And yeah, that was a good attention. It's nice that he did it. He noticed that she wasn't with the group, and he asked her if everything was okay, and she was like, yeah, everything is okay. She saw that the other groups were forming bonds, and she just wanted to give them that time. I can appreciate that, and I felt like it was she did it genuinely. I don't think that she was angry about it. She just saw that there were nobody that she was building a bond at the moment, and the others were talking to it, getting to know each other better. So she removed herself, but in a very classy way. So I thought that was nice, and I like the fact that Clifton came to her and asked her if everything was okay, because that shows that he is observant and that he cares. And I think a lot of women can definitely appreciate a man that have those type of qualities. And they're all going to the gentleman's lounge because they have to discuss. One of the ladies is going to be eliminated. They're all giving their opinion. So there's a lot of opinion being given. On some side, you have Laverne that's really liking Ace, and he thinks that she's everything and giving her a lot of compliments, really, really liking the way she is. But then on the other side, we have Wiley that's like, yeah, I'm not really sure about about Ace. Like, the only thing we talked about was yoga. So yeah, I like the fact that they're being honest, and that's why there's many men and there's several women, because everybody don't like the same thing. So I thought it was nice. I thought it was nice how on one side you have a man that's like giving all those compliments, and then another one is like, oh, I'm not really sure. It's good. We're not all the same. We don't all have the same taste, right? But at the end of it, So at the end of it, Ace and Tiffany are at the bottom, and a discussion is to be had. So they decided to send Paul with Tiffany, and I'm like, why sending Paul with Tiffany? I don't think Tiffany sees it for Paul. And Wiley is sent with Ace. And so they both come and they have a discussion. Wiley and Ace, they actually get to talk about something other than yoga, and we see that they're having a nice little bond, and it's going good. But on the other side, we have Mr. P.O. himself asking all those questions to Tiffany. And I'm gonna be honest, I kind of agreed with Tiffany that Paul is just asking very difficult questions. He did that before on the group date, and I mean, I feel like sometimes you have to be able to sense the vibe of the group you're talking to. If you're asking questions to someone and the person is not getting your vibe, either you're going to ask different questions, either you're going to stop asking questions. In the case of Tiffany, she's made it clear to you she doesn't like the question, because on the previous date, the group date, you were asking all those questions and she didn't like them. So now she's telling you she just want to have a simple conversation with you, and you're like, well, yeah, but this is a process and I want to be able to ask my questions and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, it's okay for you to ask your question, Paul, but it's not an interview. You want to be smooth with it. You're not being smooth with it, and you are okay with not being smooth with it, and you are okay with the other person you're talking to telling you, I don't like the way our discussion is going. I feel like the problem with Paul is that he's not listening. He just wants to do what he wants to do. And that's a problem. You want, like, if you're trying to please someone and you're trying to meet someone, you're trying to vibe with someone, if you're trying something with someone and it's not working, try something else. Don't be stuck to your ways. It's like, no, this is a process, this height has to be. And she was like, I don't want to do that. So what are you going to do? You're going to keep going and you're going to keep fighting. And that's when people, don't work. That's why it doesn't work. And she's getting annoyed. And on that part, I kind of understood her. She was getting annoyed because you kept on asking all those questions, and she told you she doesn't like you asking all those questions. So what you need is to stop. So he's giving her the explanation on why the group chose her to believe that she's not ready to love. And I mean, she was salty. She was like, okay, she's done. I think a part of her was salty about Paul himself, more than even the process. I think she was done and annoyed with him. And I mean, yeah, guys, that was it. That was it for this episode. In the next episode, we see Tommy talking about this bringing 2 new singles. I'm like, Tommy, what are you doing? Is it quantity? Is it quality over quantity? Or is it still a quantity thing? I don't understand. You said that they started with 14 people total. 7 men, 7 women. You already brought 2 new singles where one person was eliminated. So now you're gonna bring again another group. Finally, you're still gonna have 10. You're still gonna be 10 men, 10 women. Like, what are you doing? What is the strategy this time around? I'm trying to understand. I was surprised. I'm like, why are you bringing more people? I thought it was quality over quantity. Even at the beginning of the show, again, he talked about quality over quantity. I'm not sure about what he means by that. At this point, Tommy needs to give us detail. I'm not sure about the strategy. But so far, so good. What I do like about this group is that even though we can see some connection starting, nobody is like, okay, this is my person. Everybody is still open to get to meet everybody else and at least go on one day. I can appreciate that. because the whole thing that we had on the previous season with Cornelius and that other lady, no, that was too much. That lady she just saw him and just was, we're not trying to do this time around. So yeah, I do appreciate that. They're still getting to know each other. Bonds are still forming. So yeah, so I will see you all next week for episode 3. This is gonna be good, guys. And thank you so much for tuning in. Please like and subscribe this video. As you know, I'm new to these YouTube things, but I'm here to stay. And I would really love for you all to talk to me in the comment and tell me what you think, and so that we can exchange and so that I can see what other people are thinking, right? So yeah, it was so nice talking to you all, and I will see you all next week. Bye.